Hi, I'm Jeff Baumgartner with Light Reading Cable. I'm here with Jay Rolls with Charter Communications. Now, Jay, you've just joined Charter not too long ago, so walk us through a little bit about what your priorities are right now and kind of what's ahead for you as you head into get ready for 2012.
Well, I've enjoyed onboarding, and I'm month 3 here at Charter, and gotten to know all the folks, and really enjoying what I'm doing so far, and enjoying working with my team. We face a lot of same challenges that a lot of the cable operators do, so we're focusing on some areas that probably wouldn't surprise you. Some of our growth areas, which is of course broadband and commercial business. And then we have challenges ahead on how to reinvent and evolve the video platform and really leverage what's going on with video consumption by the consumers. So at the same time that it's a challenge, it's also kind of exciting about what we should be able to do with video to really make it a richer product and reach a lot more devices and make it a more interesting product. So. Okay.
Well, you brought up video and kind of maybe what's next, and a hot topic is with cable is always, or lately has been, the migration to IP video or the introduction of IP video. So how is Charter looking to address that? Are you even looking at things like an IP simulcast at some point? How far have you guys thought that through?
I think we're looking at it in a similar vein to not only the other operators, but what the vendor community is sort of toying with, and all the concepts and ideas. If there's any advantage that we're able to leverage, I think by timing this and not being out on the bleeding edge, and I have to thank some of our brethren who've sort of done that and had some learnings out of that. One key difference is I think when we look at fixing the problem or solving this problem, we look at going straight to HTML5, which was debated for a long time, but that obviously makes your clients a lot more lightweight, lets you push things farther back in the network. And we sort of skipping some of the earlier phases, which made solving the problem a little more challenging.
Now, what do you think about HTML5? Because it seems like it's still kind of a new technology. There's still some things that need to be worked out with that to kind of make it something you can really latch onto. In terms of I know it's kind of a standard, but
right. Personally, I'm convinced that it can solve the delivery problems that we face, and is capable enough. There may be some things that it can't quite do, really early on, but of course Moore's Law is going to help us there, faster processing speed. And from what we've seen, looking out on the future of HTML5, I think it can solve all the problems that we need to solve.
Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of set-top strategy. On the third quarter earnings call, you guys talked a little bit about a next generation gateway that might be trialed next year. And I know you guys are already doing some work with TiVo, so I was wondering if you can kind of explain to me a little bit what you guys have in mind, anything you can talk about in terms of what that product's going to do as you get ready to.
Sure, and I think TiVo was about quickly getting to market, having a really cool product in front of our customers, and also some of the more advanced and internet-enabled capabilities that TiVo boxes have. So that's in a very quick nutshell what we're doing with TiVo, and we're looking forward to launching that later this year. On the gateway, it ties back to what we were talking about before. It's about how do we evolve our networks to IP? How do we do it in a way that doesn't have us to forklift lots of things overnight? So no surprise, dual mode gateway, hybrid gateways are of high interest. Something that can be a DOCSIS 3.0 and basically a little bit of foot in the legacy world of having cable card, and that preserves bandwidth on the plant, and but also provides us some exciting capabilities to get to not only getting to IP, but also get more easily to IP devices and serving up our services to a lot more devices in the home.
Okay. And let's switch gears on you a little bit and talk about mobile and wireless. Well, the cable operators have been taking a lot of different approaches. There doesn't seem to be like a uniform way in which cable operators are pursuing like mobile broadband or even mobile voice services. So in the meantime, Charter's kind of been on the sidelines for the last few years on it. So I mean, what can you say in terms of what Charter's thinking is now with respect to mobile broadband, mobile voice at this point?
Well, having been pretty heavily exposed to this in the last couple of years, I can tell you that being a full-blown mobile operator is not for the faint at heart, and it's a massive endeavor. So I mean, I'm just speaking personally here. I just don't see really Charter doing that. That's a very highly competitive, very expensive proposition. But there's a lot of things that are evolving with wireless behaviors that are very interesting to watch. Of course, data consumption and Wi-Fi attached devices, very prevalent. Texting sort of starting to move away from pure SMS, and sort of when these bypass methodologies are happening, such as what Apple just introduced. And then as well as VoIP, which sort of enables voice by going through the data pipe. So some of the traditional revenue models in a mobile environment are shifting more towards leveraging pure data services, and I think that's an area where the cable industry has a real strength of, we know how to do data, we know how to do data networks, and if we can use Wi-Fi, most likely, I think that would be the area that we would sort of take a step into that camp as far as wireless and mobile. And that's a huge. Just saying wireless and mobile right there is just a huge landscape that you've painted.
And there's a lot of areas you can go into. So I guess we'll stay tuned and see which direction you guys end up taking. So, all right. Well, Jay, thanks a lot for your time today.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff.